So I missed the PlayStation blog post for Spider-Man 2 that was dropped when the open world trailer dropped, I think, or maybe it was dropped when that gameplay that was given to the bigger content creators dropped. I don't know, somewhere around there. But there's actually some really intriguing tidbits of information that you need to know before playing Marvel Spider-Man 2, like whether or not Harry knows Peter's Spider-Man, because that changes a lot of things, the backstory behind Peter's mechanical arms, and as well Insomniac shifting away from their typical type of villains from the first couple of games. So we're going to be going over all of that in today's video. Let's get started. Really quick, go check out Spider-Man Remastered Part 8, where we finally see the Sinister Six come to fruition in my playthrough, where we are getting ready for Marvel Spider-Man 2. So go check that out, top right hand corner. So let's start off with the movesets. The game's reveal trailer had Peter utilizing his 4 mechanicized spider arms to defeat foes. What was just one of many customizable suit powers in the original Marvel Spider-Man is now, until the symbiote comes into play, his default loadout for reasons that Insomniac are tight-lipped about, but say will be explained in the game. The same is true of Miles' 2 distinct colorings for his bioelectrical venom powers, also shown in the trailer and evident in the playthrough. And Tahar hints that this evolving power set plays into Miles' story arc. Both mechanical and electrical powers have their own skill tree. XP gradually unlocks AoE attacks, multi-foe launchers, and more. An early favorite is Spider Shock, Pete's mechanical spider arms stabbing directly forward with the speed and grace of the arachnid they're based on, and firing off an electrical cascade that fries anyone caught in its web. So I'm very curious to find out what exactly the backstory behind Peter's mechanical arms are. I'm very sure it's something to do with Doc Ock, I would imagine. My theory is that we will see them talk at some point, and that's how it happens. They did tease Doc Ock returning at the end of Spider-Man 1, and I actually have like a crazy kind of semi-long theory that I have to get into. Not in this video. Again, it's kind of a long theory to explain for another video for another day for the inevitable Marvel Spider-Man 3, but I'm thinking in this game maybe we visit Doc Ock and we have a chat with him and Peter somehow, and some way Peter just kind of gets the idea, you know, maybe I could at least continue the work we were working on and use it when I'm Spider-Manning. But you know, we'll see what happens next month with that backstory on the mechanical arms. And I guess they're based off of like a specific spider, which is interesting. They really be putting like a lot of thought into this shit, which is pretty cool. I think Miles' backstory to his, I think we pretty much know the story behind that, which was at the end of his game where he absorbed an unhealthy amount of new form. I do wonder whether or not there's going to be more to that explained here, but I guess we'll see. Next, let's talk about the gadgets. So it says the iconic web shooters are still tactically sound to web up an enemy with a rapid tap of R1, but the capacity is doubled to 12 shots and they recharge quickly, which is definitely a good thing. There are 2 gadgets previewed in the demo: the upshot, which deploys a drone that pepper web shots at nearby enemies, knocking them into the air. Then the web grabber, which shoots webbing from all sides, yanking anything attached, rapidly primed for an AoE strike takedown. And by anything, literally anything. Apparently it pulled a sewer drain cover which launched into a group with the power and accuracy of a missile. So that's pretty insane. I don't think we got to see what the upshot looks like. I could be wrong, maybe I missed it somewhere, but we have seen the web grabber, and that does look pretty cool for crowd control, especially for this game, because we've heard from a couple people the combat is very different in this game and a little harder overall, and like the enemy types are crazy. So yeah, can't wait to check out what other gadgets they have as well. They do talk about the symbiote, but we're gonna save that for another video. They don't reveal much we don't already know anyway. Now let's talk about the monsters and transformation section. So it says there's a thematic shift in Spider-Man 2. A majority of villains in the first 2 games and the City That Never Sleeps DLC were tech-based. Insomniac have purposely leaned away from that for the sequel, looking to villains like monsters that can offer something different for both gameplay and narrative-wise. Lizard and Venom are monstrosities that also tap into the theme of transformation. Even Mr. Negative, who's making a return, and who better to tackle monsters than a hunter like Kraven. I really think this is what we needed for this game, because this universe was pretty grounded, and I've said that like a couple times here on the channel. So I think introducing some fantastical or comic booky stuff was definitely necessary for this game, like Venom, Lizard, and whoever else is in this game that is in the similar category of villains. And Kraven, again, perfect catalyst for this type of story as well, so it makes a lot of sense as to why they chose Kraven to be the catalyst of the story. Overall, I'm super glad they went this route. Now let's talk talk about Kraven's army. They say Kraven's hunters come in consistent large numbers, boasting multiple waves with hellish diverse range of enemy types. Airborne mechanized talon drones that snipe from afar, and the four-legged dog ones emit large nullifying fields that lock your skills out until they're taken down. Once they're taken down, they shortly after explode. Human hunters launch multi-ground mines or poisonous grenades from afar, while others shoot electrified nets or blanket an area with an electrifying field. Add all of that to shield carriers, gunners, and those that like to launch at you with double daggers. This sounds good, but also like, goddamn, like bro, if you're keeping up with my remastered series, you will know that I will lose my fucking mind if there is anything similar to those firebomb Molotovs that the prisoners were throwing in the first game. Those absolutely enrage the fuck out of me. Oh my god, if I get another firebomb, I swear to god, I'm electrocuting you to fucking death. Fuck you.
Enjoy the last 10 minutes of your life!
I am curious to see like how playing against Kraven's hunters will be, because holy fuck, it sounds like they got everything, and especially those dogs. So those dogs will actually so until you take those dogs out, I think you can't use your special abilities for the symbiote. Not entirely sure if the same calls for Miles, but I'm pretty sure it's just a sound wave or something like that. But again, not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, ultimately those dogs are going to want to be taken out first before anything else, and as well the Talon drones probably, because those are basically just snipers on crack, it sounds like. They do go on to talk a little bit about parrying, so ultimately dodging fists, bullets, claws, and more is still a tingle of the spider sense and circle press away. But now Peter and Miles have the option to parry. There's particular yellow circling turning red attacks that are around enemies advancing to you to repel them. Tap L1 to parry. Some attacks cannot be parried though, requiring quick moves to escape their reach. So I wonder what types of attacks can and can't be parried, and which you need to parry. Hopefully they make that very clear in the tutorial. This game is definitely going to be a game where you very likely do not want to skip tutorials, and usually I'm the type of person to skip tutorials and figure it out myself or try whatever. So next they talk about quips and say, while there may be some darker themes to the game, there is tons of humor and funny remarks. During the lab sequence, there are 3 or 4 moments that elicit a hearty laugh from me, be it Harry quietly and rapidly intoning "no black holes, no black holes, no black holes" as he activates the particle accelerator, Pete whispering to an imposing axe-wielding bearskin-wearing hunter, "But I've no honey," before being slammed through a window. The Parker humor is represented in pitch perfect. I'm glad there's a little more quips. Content creators and media people have said that there are a lot more quips, even just when you're randomly free roaming the map, and as well when you are doing stuff like missions or just stopping crimes in the open world, there's more quips. So that's good, as long as they land for the most part, I'm totally okay with that. And finally, story spoiler territory. This isn't anything major though, but it is an interesting dynamic. So if you want to go in blind, you can click off here and go check out Spider-Man Remastered Part 8, how to get that quick promo in there again. Thanks for watching, appreciate it, love you. Okay, but they go on to say this game takes place 9 months after Miles Morales game events. We already know that, but Harry is Peter's best friend from high school. They are as close as brothers, bonded over the love of environmental science. They say the preview reveals the new equilibrium of their friendship. Harry does know Peter is Spider-Man and knows Miles is as well. Peter has the black suit at this point, so they're trying to find a cure for Harry. They are playing into the awkward overlapping friendships and mutual connections. Oof, man, that's crazy to be honest. So I don't know, has Harry always known Pete was Spider-Man? Did Harry find out around the same time as MJ did, or did Harry just recently find out type shit? What exactly is the deal there? Because I do think to an extent that's an important piece of the puzzle we currently don't know, but I do think it's interesting to have the awkward overlapping friend groups, because Harry was just MIA for a while, and then Miles kind of came into the picture and now is good friends with Pete, and then Harry comes back in the picture out of nowhere, so it's a little weird for Miles. It may be a little weird for Harry, but I don't think Harry's tripping about it so far, it seems like. So yeah, it'll probably get a little weird here and there, I imagine, especially towards the end, depending on who Venom is and as well how the ending of that story turns out. Wow, yeah, I'm very interested to see some more background content context of like Harry and Peter's friendship and relationship overall, and whether or not Harry has been new Pete with Spider-Man or if he just recently found out. And as well, I'm very concerned about Kraven's army and wondering how difficult they can get. What are you most excited, curious, or concerned for as far as anything we have talked about today in the PlayStation blog post? With that being said, I want to hear your opinion, so make sure to comment your thoughts down below so I can interact with you in the comments. Thank you for taking time out of your day to click on this video. If you're new to the channel, I try my best to cover Spider-Man related scoops, rumors, leaks, confirmations for Spider-Man media, and whatever else I happen to be interested in. So if any of that interests you, hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. If you want more of this type of content, leave a like on the video. Don't forget to check out my latest video on the left if you haven't already. I hope you have had a good day and that you enjoyed the video. Until next time.